Hey, top of the morning, y'all. It's only 30 more days until the burr months. Hallelujah. Which means everybody up there in Canada, you know, you better get you some firewood ordered. You got to get John Paul on the CB radio. Get a few cords of firewood, man. Maybe you could celebrate with some Labatt Blue. All right, that's enough of that. But we got Gavin Newsom on the chopping block today. I'm going to drive out to a pretty little place where we can talk about this. It's very, very important. Y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all. So there's people that believe that this whole thing was intentional last year. And it was all done for a dadgum land grab. Now, I can't obviously make that claim publicly, but if y'all remember that interview with Gavin Newsom standing in front of all the wildfires, he's smiling and he's giddy and he's actually talking about, I just got off the phone with the governor of Hawaii. Watch this.
We're dealing with a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators.
Yo, the last time I had body language that exciting in my personal life was about 1990 when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie came out, and Mama said I could go buy me a 32-ounce slushie and invite 2 friends. So here's the deal, y'all. Gavin Newsom found a loophole to use these fires to his advantage, okay? And he's turning it into Maui 2.0. He's not just replacing the housing, he's replacing it with low-income housing. These were some of the wealthiest areas in all of LA. But he ain't building mansions back in their place. What did Shooter McGavin say in Happy Gilmore? They go back to your shanties. They're building shanties in place of all these mega mansions. These people worked incredibly hard for this stuff, and he's building the low-income housing. I really wonder how this works out, y'all, because don't people still own this land? That's what I've been telling my buddy all day today. I'm just like, they still own the land. How are they redistricting this whole thing and putting up all these houses? This is exactly how communism works, though. Confiscate private property and then redistribute it to the elite. Do y'all remember back in Lahana when the people's houses burned down and they couldn't even get the permits to rebuild? Okay? And then all of a sudden, now, for all the low-income housings in that whole area, they're handing out permits like Halloween candy. But I can't build my house back? Oh, but it gets even sicker. In 2023 and 2024, the state of California prohibited low-income housing units to be built in areas due to concerns of high wildfire risks. How about now? Y'all, because I haven't said it yet in this video, he's pledged $101 million. $101 million to this project. I'm just curious of how much any of the victims ever got. You know what I'm saying? I bet, what, $745 or something like that? But as far as that budget goes, $101 million, a lot of it's going to be spent on homeless. Go figure. And y'all remember, Gavin Newsom's not pledging $101 million. It's the California taxpayers who get to pay for the redistribution of their land. And if you look back to January, Gavin Newsom this last January signed an executive order in California never to do any land grabs like this. And here we go. So what about now? Y'all know me by now. I do not consider coastal left, all the way California, all the way up to the top of Washington on the coast, part of the USA. I just don't. It's the coastal left. But the only reason I care about this is because this idiot is the front runner for the Democrat Party in 2028. If this guy gets elected, every single American citizen needs to invest in fire extinguishers. You need to have like 10 or 15 in every single house. I'm just saying, because Newsom would be the kind of president who basically, he's like, I'm going to look up your first class plane tickets in the past 10 years. If you've ever flown first class, I'm going to make you fly Spirit Airlines or JetBlue, just as payback. I'm going to make you sit in 34B and sign an executive order to make you do that. He's this kind of guy. He'll have the entire nation wearing shower caps and Cookie Monster pajamas in public. And within 6 months, if that man gets in, I guarantee you, it's going to turn into Trash Central. So anyway, we called it once again. Just wanted to give you an update. It's been a year later, but it's really, really cool to see that we were all right on the kind of things that we were thinking this is going on. All this talk has got me hungry. I'm going to go home and cook up some backyard butchers. That's kind of nice to know that your food ain't being poisoned or injected with hormones. A lot of people have been asking me about that. I will put the link for that stuff below. Fantastic hamburgers and steak. Just beef that you can trust from our ranch in Texas. God bless you and your family. Be good. And look, have a great weekend. Don't do anything fun without me. Be good.